Hey there, creepy diaries friends, lovers of the unknown and followers of the universe's mysteries. Ready to dive into stories so intriguing they challenge reality as we know it? Today, we're bringing you 3 astonishing tales that will stir up your curiosity and set your imagination on fire. First up, we delve into the mystery of photographer Daniel Mitchell. Back in the scorching heat of New Mexico in 1947, he captured something extraordinary and terrifying in Roswell. But what happened next is something you just won't believe. Next, the incredible and spine-chilling story of Travis Walton, the lumberjack who vanished without a trace in 1975. A bright light, a horrifying abduction, and a return filled with skepticism and mystery. What really went down that night in Snowflake, Arizona? And last, but definitely not least, the encounter of Kenneth Arnold with unidentified flying objects in 1947. An experienced pilot faces the unexplainable over the Cascade Mountains. Sightings that turned into nightmares, challenging everything he believed in. These aren't just stories. They are accounts of disappearances and sightings that transcend our understanding, pushing the boundaries of reality, truth, illusion, or something way beyond our comprehension. Join us on this journey into the unknown and find out what lurks in the shadows of the world we know. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on notifications, and brace yourselves for an experience that goes beyond imagination. This is a video you can't miss. My name is Daniel Mitchell, a young photographer from New Mexico, working for the local newspaper. The year was 1947, and I was eager to capture the story that would change my life forever. Little did I know that July 4th would become the day when humanity faced the unknown. In the arid and hot summer of 1947, as New Mexico held its unyielding silence under the scorching desert sun, my life as a photographer for the local newspaper was about to take an unexpected turn. That morning, an anonymous tip whispered through the corridors of the newsroom about strange activities near Roswell. A city previously known only for its tranquility would gain worldwide fame on that fateful July 4th. With the camera slung over my shoulder and a mix of excitement and nervousness, I headed towards the shadows stretching across the nearby forest. The rumor that something extraordinary was happening permeated the air, and I, eager for a big scoop, found myself immersed in a mission that, at that moment, I was unaware would challenge human understanding and change my life forever. The sun still hung high in the sky as I entered the density of trees, guided by a light piercing the forest's darkness. Each step seemed to echo the accelerated pulsing of my heart as my path wound through the dark and unknown corners of nature. Amidst the silence, an atmosphere charged with electricity announced that something extraordinary was about to unfold. As I advanced cautiously, the trees began to give way to a clearing where intense light revealed a vision that defied logic and belief. Alien creatures, with their piercing eyes and ethereal bodies, moved silently among the night shadows. It was as if reality and fiction were interwoven, forming a spectacle my eyes could hardly believe. Hidden among bushes, I realized that these extraterrestrial beings were in search of something that seemed to be of vital importance to their mission. While my heart beat irregularly, I remained motionless, my camera capturing every detail of that surreal scene. The mechanical clicks echoed in the stillness of the night, recording the unimaginable. Gradually, the intensity of the light diminished, and the aliens vanished into the darkness like elusive shadows. The temporary relief of having gone unnoticed turned into an uncontrollable urgency to share with the world the discovery I was about to reveal. I rushed back to town, with the images recorded in my camera and the detailed characteristics etched in my mind. However, upon reaching the newspaper office, I was met with a scene worthy of nightmares. A group of unknown agents, impeccably dressed, stormed the place. They were not there for a friendly visit, they were determined to erase any trace of the truth I held. My photographs, my notes, everything was confiscated and destroyed, as if the existence of extraterrestrial life was a secret that should not be known. Those men in suits and dark glasses, with their ruthless manners, were not satisfied with merely erasing the evidence. They came in my direction, and before I could react, I was captured and dragged to an unknown destination. My voice was silenced, and the story that could have shaken the foundations of human knowledge was smothered in the shadows of secrecy. Since my disappearance, the world has continued to turn, and the pages of newspapers have been filled with other news. However, the mystery persists, and the truth about the events of that night remains hidden in the shadows. The terror of the unknown has spread like a long shadow, casting doubt on humanity's understanding of its own existence. What followed that night in Roswell remained shrouded in secrecy, as if an invisible force was determined to keep the truth away from the curious eyes of humanity. The images I captured, the details I noted, all erased from existence, as if reality itself were being rewritten. The newspaper I worked for continued to operate, but fear hung in the air. The story that could have shaken the foundations of human knowledge was erased from collective memory. The unknown agents, those who invaded the newsroom, continue to lurk in the shadows, perpetuating the mystery and ensuring that the truth remains beyond the reach of the public. The story that was supposed to be Earth's greatest revelation has become a buried narrative, known only to a few who dared to seek answers. What happened to me since that night remains open-ended, and uncertainty has become my legacy. The fear that I may have discovered something that should never have been revealed continues to haunt the imagination of those who dare to contemplate the possibility of extraterrestrial life. Thus, the conclusion remains open-ended, a question mark hovering over Roswell and over me. The secret remains sealed, guarded in the shadows of the desert, while humanity continues its journey, oblivious to the truth that lies beyond the reach of its lights. The terror and mystery of that night echo silently, leaving us with the unsettling question: what else remains hidden in the shadows of the unknown? Travis Walton, a lumberjack from the small village of Snowflake, Arizona, led a simple life in 1975. His days were filled with the sharp sound of axes, the fresh scent of pine trees, and laughter shared with his coworkers. A common life that would suddenly be marked by events challenging human understanding. In the quiet village of Snowflake, Arizona, in the year 1975, Travis Walton's life unfolded amidst a scent of pine trees, the sound of axes cutting wood, and shared laughter with fellow lumberjacks. A simple existence, where daily routine was intertwined with the natural elements of the peaceful community. Travis, an ordinary man, was about to become an involuntary protagonist in a story that would transcend the limits of human comprehension. On that cold November night, the skies would witness a stunning spectacle that defied the laws of physics and shook the convictions of an entire community. What started as a routine work journey for Travis and his lumberjack team quickly turned into an unimaginable nightmare, marking the beginning of a mystery that would echo through the years. The event that would become known as the disappearance of Travis Walton was about to unfold, casting a shadow over the simplicity of rural life and unleashing a terror that would seep into Travis's memories, erasing crucial parts of his own story. After an exhausting day of work in the forest surrounding Snowflake, Arizona, Travis Walton and his lumberjack team were returning to the village under a night sky filled with stars. However, the normality of that night would be short-lived, as an unexpected celestial event would forever alter Travis's life. As the group of lumberjacks traveled down the dusty road, a bright light cut through the skies, eclipsing the stars in its path. Travis's heightened curiosity led him to approach the source of that extraordinary brightness. In an instant, the atmosphere transformed, and Travis found himself enveloped in a beam of light so radiant that it obscured his vision. Agony seized his body, contorting him in spasms before losing consciousness completely. When he awoke, he was no longer among the familiar pine trees of Snowflake. Instead, he found himself in an alien environment, illuminated by an ethereal light emanating from all directions. Unknown beings with penetrating eyes observed him with unsettling intensity. Terror gripped Travis, a visceral sense of helplessness in the face of the unexplored. While these alien beings performed inexplicable procedures, Travis felt a mental agony transcending human understanding. Moments of distress unfolded, leaving deep scars on his mind, but, like images of a nightmare fading upon awakening, the precise memories of the experience were erased by the intensity of fear. When consciousness returned, Travis found himself back on the dusty road, with his coworkers and the lumberjack team bewildered around him. For them, only an instant had passed since Travis disappeared into the intense light. However, for Travis, time had taken on a distorted dimension, and weeks had passed in that otherworldly realm beyond the known. The disappearance of Travis Walton became more than a personal experience, it was now a narrative challenging the laws of physics and the beliefs of a rural community. Yet, the true terror was just beginning, as Travis's return would bring disbelief, skepticism, and a profound questioning of reality that would shake the foundations of Snowflake's tranquility. Travis Walton's return to everyday life in Snowflake was anything but a triumph. The time that had been an agonizing sequence of extraterrestrial events for him was seen by his coworkers and the community as a brief interval of seconds. The stories Travis shared were viewed with growing skepticism, fueling discomfort and mistrust. Coworkers, initially relieved by Travis's return, became victims of a community that preferred to ignore the possibility of events beyond their understanding. Psychologists called to assess Travis's sanity suggested that his memories were likely constructions of psychological trauma. This analysis reinforced the skeptical narrative spreading like a virus among Snowflake's residents. The local press, seeking sensational headlines, portrayed Travis as a man seeking attention or, worse yet, as someone involved in an elaborate hoax. The families of the lumberjacks, already under the scrutiny of the small community, became targets of ridicule and judgment. Travis Walton's story, which could have been a fascinating account of extraterrestrial encounters, became, for many, a source of shame and mockery. Travis, despite his persistence in the truth of his experience, found himself isolated in his quest for truth. The community, apprehensive and reluctant to accept the unknown, preferred to close their eyes to what they could not comprehend. Those who knew him well now regarded him with suspicious looks, questioning the mental stability of someone who dared to defy the limits of reality. Time moved forward, but the emotional wounds left by Travis Walton's experience remained fresh. The skepticism cast upon him echoed through the years, affecting not only his reputation, but also his own peace of mind. The Snowflake community never reached a consensus on what truly happened that night, and the mystery surrounding Travis's disappearance persisted as a dark shadow over people's minds. Travis Walton, despite his determination to share his truth, continued his lonely journey in search of understanding. Disbelief, like a heavy cloud, hung over his story, obscuring the possibilities of a truth that remained beyond the reach of the community and common human understanding. Years passed since that fateful November. Travis Walton could never erase the sense of terror that the alien experience left in his mind. His life, marked by the pursuit of answers and understanding, turned into a solitary journey. The community never reached a consensus on what really happened. Some continued to believe Travis's story, seeing him as a victim of the unknown. Others remained skeptical, unable to accept the idea of extraterrestrial life, and preferring to ignore the bewildering narrative. Travis Walton's story remains a scar on the timeline, a reminder that not every truth can be understood. Whether he was a messenger of extraterrestrial events or a victim of a collective illusion, the answer remains beyond the grasp of human understanding. And as time marches on, Travis's story persists as an unresolved mystery, echoing in the cosmos as a whisper of terror beyond the known. Kenneth Arnold, the fearless pilot whose life revolved around the vast and unexplored skies of the northwestern United States, was a man acquainted with the mysteries of the air. Born under the sign of adventure, his existence was marked by the sound of engines cutting through air currents and the freedom of vast celestial horizons. However, even for someone so intimate with the skies, a specific day would become an indelible milestone, turning into an experience that would defy the limits of understanding. It was June 24, 1947, a day that began like so many others for Arnold. The sky was clear, the sun radiant, and the Cascade Mountains in Washington witnessed the intrepid passage of his small plane. Arnold, a man of logical reasoning, was about to embark on a chapter of life that would transcend reason and the familiar, leading him on a journey through uncharted territories and shadows, extending beyond the grasp of human comprehension. As Kenneth Arnold piloted his plane over the majestic Cascade Mountains, an unusual sight broke the monotony of the skies. 9 unidentified objects, bright and defying conventional aeronautical logic, cut through the firmament with a speed and agility that defied rational explanation. Arnold, a man of solid aviation knowledge, found himself perplexed by what seemed to defy all known laws of physics. The UFOs, as Arnold described them, performed unbelievable maneuvers, moving in ways that seemed to defy gravity. Their flight was a cosmic choreography, a dance of celestial lights, leaving a trail of mystery in Arnold's plain wake. As he tried to comprehend the origin of these phenomena, a growing sense of disconcertment took hold of his mind. As the unidentified objects moved in formation, a wave of unease ran down Arnold's spine. The initial wonder of witnessing something so extraordinary began to transform into a feeling of discomfort. The dazzling light they emitted cast a shadow of suspense over the pilot, as if something beyond the visible horizon was about to be revealed. The experience, which initially could have been seen as a celestial vision, now turned into an enigma that piqued Arnold's curiosity, but at the same time instilled a fear that followed him like a persistent shadow. The boundary between the known and the inexplicable was fading, casting a veil of uncertainty over Arnold's understanding of the world around him. Upon landing safely, Arnold was stunned and unable to fully articulate what he had witnessed. His report of UFOs sparked a wave of speculations and theories, but nothing could undo the feeling that he had come into contact with something beyond human understanding, something that would linger in his memories as an indecipherable shadow. However, the real terror was about to unfold in the nights that followed when the UFOs would visit Arnold again, not in the skies, but in the confines of his own dreams. Elongated shadows and alien silhouettes blended into a nightly spectacle that defied logic. Arnold, once in control of the skies, now found himself at the mercy of something beyond the stars, something whispering in the deepest corners of his mind that the unknown had much more to reveal. Kenneth Arnold, even after landing safely, found himself haunted by shadows that transcended the daylight. His initial account, which could have been seen as an extraordinary celestial encounter, turned into a mystery that echoed beyond familiar horizons, casting a veil of uncertainty over his understanding of the cosmos. The nights after the encounter witnessed a new chapter of terror in Arnold's life. In his dreams, the shadows of the UFOs took on a life of their own, reaching toward him like enigmatic tentacles of an uncontrollable force. Alien silhouettes emerged, dancing in a distorted and terrifying cadence, projecting images that challenged understanding and the barriers of the known. Each night turned into a journey beyond the confines of reality, where the thin line between wakefulness and sleep blurred. Arnold's terror was now a dreamlike experience, where the shadows cast by the UFOs in the nighttime darkness were more than mere illusions. They were carriers of cosmic terror, whispering dark promises of revelations beyond human understanding. As Arnold tried to navigate through this nightly nightmare, the boundary between what was real and what was imaginary became increasingly obscure. The inexplicable now resided not only in the skies, but in the unexplored recesses of his own mind. Daylight offered little relief, as the shadows of the unknown continued to hover, suggesting that something far beyond the stars was watching, waiting for the opportune moment to reveal itself completely. Kenneth Arnold's story became a testimony that, sometimes, true terror lies not only in what we see, but in what we do not understand. The shadows cast by those unidentified flying objects transcended the initial event, enveloping Arnold in a cosmic suspense that would pursue him for the rest of his days. The unknown, now embodied in the shadows of his mind, would continue to cast doubt on the boundaries of the known, leaving Arnold in a constant quest for answers that would always remain beyond the reach of his trembling hands and disturbed mind. Alright, everyone, that's a wrap on our journey through these 3 hair-raising abduction cases. From Daniel Mitchell's eerie experience in Roswell to the mysterious vanishing of Travis Walton and Kenneth Arnold's enigmatic encounter, we've delved deep into the unknown. Curious for more? Our next video promises to plunge you further into the world of unsolved mysteries. So, why stop here? Hit that next video for another dose of the unexplainable. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to Creepy Diaries for more spine-tingling stories. Stay curious and keep questioning the world around you. You never know what mystery you might unravel next. See you there. If you're brave enough to click.